Have a nice day, children. This is our last lesson in economics, Unit 5 Industrial Clusters in Tamil Nadu. Let's see about introduction. Generally, any human activity which is engaged in the conversion of raw materials into readily usable materials is called an industry. Industrialization refers to the process of using modern techniques of production to produce goods that are required by both consumers and other producers on a large scale. In this chapter, we will learn the nature of industrialization of Tamil Nadu, importance of industrial clusters, how industrial clusters have developed in Tamil Nadu, and the role of government initiatives in promoting industries. Let's discuss about importance of industrialization. First, income. It is an economic growth and incomes increase. Consumers tend to spend a lesser share of their income on products from the agricultural sector. Second, food. Food products have to be preserved. As a result, the prices that farmers get tend to be much less compared to the prices at which consumers buy. Third one is labor. Wages too cannot increase, and as a result poverty levels may remain high, especially when more and more people continue to rely on agriculture for their livelihood. Next, what benefits does industrialization bring to an economy? Agriculture requires inputs from industry such as fertilizers and tractors to increase productivity. Market, producers, consumer dependent on production of industrial goods. Modern methods of production contribute to better productivity. Expansion of production helps to absorb the labor force. Technological change. Modern techniques contributes to learning of such methods and their improvement. Gradually, expanding incomes lead to more demand for goods and services. Now we will see about types of industries. Industries can be classified on the basis of users. What is users? If the output is consumed by the final consumer, it is called a consumer goods sector. If the output is consumed by another producer, it is called a capital goods sector. There are industries that produce raw materials for other industries such as cement and steel. Such industries are called basic goods industries. Next one, type of inputs used. What is that? Industries are also classified based on the kind of raw material used such as agro processing, textile sector, rubber products, leather goods, etc. Next, under the type ownership. Firms may be privately owned, publicly owned, that is by the government, central or state. Jointly owned by the private and public sector, joint sector or cooperatively owned, that is cooperatives. Next one is size. Firms may be large, small or medium based on their volume of output, sales or employment, or on the basis of the amount of investments made. Next, we will discuss about industrial clusters. So, what is industrial clusters? These are groups of firms in a defined geographic area that share common markets, technologies and skill requirements. Policy makers in developing countries like India began to promote them actively. The following or the chief characteristics of a successful cluster, that is small and medium enterprises, that is SMEs. Next one is sectoral specialization, close interfirm collaboration, interfirm competition based on innovation, a social cultural identity which facilitates trust, multi-skilled workforce, active self-help organizations, and supportive regional and municipal governments. They are forced to become more efficient. Okay, how do clusters originate? Clusters may arise due to many factors. Certain clusters evolve over a long time in history when artisans settle in one locality and evolve over centuries. Handloom weaving clusters are one example of this development. At times, governments may decide to encourage manufacturing using raw materials from a region, which may also lead to emergence of clusters. Historical development of industrialization in Tamil Nadu. There is a lot of evidence for presence of industrial activities such as textiles, shipbuilding, iron and steel making, and pottery in pre-colonial Tamil Nadu. The vast coastline the region has been evolved in trade with both Southeast and West Asia for several countries. Industrialization in the colonial period. There are two sets of factors that have contributed to the process. The introduction of cotton cultivation in western and southern Tamil Nadu by the colonial government led to the emergence of a large-scale textile sector in these parts. Another major development in the western region is the introduction of electricity from hydroelectric power in 1930s. Availability of electricity allowed for use of oil engines for drawing groundwater. This led to both expansion of agriculture as well as increase in demand for oil engines. Now we will see about post-independence to early 1990s. Soon after independence, several large enterprises were set up. There is an integral coach factory in Chennai to make railway coaches, and the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited BEL in Tiruchirappalli were set up. More hydroelectric power projects in the state were also initiated to increase the spread of electrification. Coimbatore region as well as expansion of cotton knitwear cluster was developed. All these efforts to promote industrial estates helped to develop industries in a backward region. Industrialization in Tamil Nadu, liberalization phase. The final phase of industrialization is the post-reforms period since the early 1990s. Incentives such as cheap land, tax concessions, and subsidized but quality power were all offered by the government. Trade liberalization and currency devaluation also helped open up export markets. Because of all these factors, Tamil Nadu at present has the largest number of factories among all states in India. The state has a well-developed network of roads, rail, air and major ports. Major industrial cluster and their specialization in Tamil Nadu. First one is automotive clusters. Chennai is nicknamed as the Detroit of Asia because of its large auto industry base. Chennai is home to large number of auto assembly and component making firms. There were new domestic firms like TVS, TI Cycles, Ashok Leyland and Standard Motors earlier in the post-reform period. Several MNC firms like Hyundai, Ford, Daimler-Benz and Renault-Nissan have opened factories in the region. Truck and bus body building industry cluster. The Namakkal Trichangood belt in Western Tamil Nadu is known for its truck body building industry. Karur is another major hub with more than 50 units. Next one is textile cluster. Tamil Nadu is home to the largest textiles sector in the country because of the development of cotton textile industry since the colonial period. Coimbatore often referred as the Manchester of South India. Tamil Nadu is the biggest producer of cotton yarn in the country. Leather and leather goods clusters. Tamil Nadu accounts for 60% of leather tanning capacity in India and 38% of all leather footwear, garments and components. Chennai also has a large number of leather product making units involved in exports. The leather product sector too is a major employment generator. Next one, fireworks, matches and printing cluster. Sivakasi region, once famous for its match industry, has now become a major center of printing and fireworks in the country. It is believed to contribute to 90% of India's fireworks production, 80% of safety matches and 60% of offset printing solutions. Next, electronics and information technology, IT clusters. After the economic reforms started in the early 1990s, the state has the entry of hardware and electronics manufacturers like Nokia, Foxconn, Motorola, Sony Ericsson, Samsung and Dell, making cellular handset devices, circuit boards and consumer electronics. They have all been set up in the Chennai region. Information technology specific special economic zones. In order to make development, ELCOT has established ELCOZs, that is IT specific special economic zones, in Chennai, Cholinganallur, in Coimbatore, Vilankurichi, in Madurai, Ilandaikulam, Vadapalani, Kinnimangalam, in Trichy, Navalpattu. The possibility of setting up ELCOZs in new locations will be explored soon, and those places are Tirunelveli, Gangaikondan, then Chelam, Jagiramapalayam, in Hosur, Vishwanathapuram. Next one, we will see about the policy factors that helped the industrialization process in Tamil Nadu. Education. Industries requires skilled human resources. Tamil Nadu is home to one of the largest number of engineering colleges, polytechnics and industrial training centers in the country. Then infrastructure. The widespread diffusion of electrification has contributed to the spread of industrialization. Tamil Nadu is known for its excellent transport infrastructure, especially roads that connect rural to towns and cities. Then industrial promotion. Apart from investments in education and transport and energy infrastructure, active policy efforts were made to promote specific sectors and also industrialization in specific regions. The following area or some agencies that have played a key role in industrialization in the state. SIPCOT, which means State Industries Promotion Corporation of Tamil Nadu. It was formed in the year 1971 to promote industrial growth in the state by setting up industrial estates. Next one is TANSIDGO, that is Tamil Nadu Small Industries Development Corporation. It is a state agency of the state of Tamil Nadu established in the year 1970 to promote small-scale industries in the state. Next one is TIDCO, that is Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation. It is formed 1965, is another government agency to promote industries in the state and to establish industrial estates. Next one is TIC, Tamil Nadu Industrial Investment Corporation Limited. It was formed in 1946. Is intended to provide low-cost financial support for both setting up new units and also for expansion of existing units. The last one is TANSI, that is Tamil Nadu Small Industries Corporation Limited. It is formed in 1965. It is supposed to be the first industrial corporation operating in the domain for small enterprises. Next one we will discuss about issues with industrialization. Issues is nothing but that is difficulties. So difficulties with the industrialization. Though Tamil Nadu has emerged as a relatively highly industrialized state in the country, the state faces a new issues in sustaining the process. To begin with, some clusters, especially chemicals, textiles and leather clusters, tend to generate a lot of polluting effluents that affect health. Second one, employment generation potential has declined because of use of frontier technologies, because of the need to compete globally. Next, we'll see about entrepreneur. What is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is an innovator of new ideas and business process. He possesses management skills, strong team building abilities, and essential leadership qualities to manage a business. Entrepreneurship, that is a process of action of an entrepreneur who undertakes to establish his enterprise. It is the ability to create and build something. What is the role of an entrepreneur? Entrepreneurs play a most important role in the economic growth and development of a country's economy. The first one is they promote development of industries and help to remove regional disparities. The second one, they help the country to increase the GDP and per capita income. Third one, they promote capital formation and countries export trade. Next one, entrepreneurs provide large scale employment and try to maximize profits by innovations. The last one, they enable the people to avail better quality goods and at lower prices. I hope you are understand this lesson. Children, you go through the lesson. Learn book back, question and answer. Thank you, ma. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.